complain. Everything is solid for the most part.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
life happening.
Life, yeah, yeah. Life is life. You know what I mean? And you got a great story, man, and you're doing some great things, man. And that's why I definitely had to get you out on this little episode to kind of tell the audience what you got going on, and see who may be inspired, motivated, or willing to lend help in any way. That's what it's all about. So man, we'll just jump into it. Just conversation, and welcome, guys. Another episode of Keeping It Real with Real Estate Rich. I am your host, Rich Jackson. We got another amazing show. Oops, as my TikTok like falls. Excuse that, but hey, it happens. It's live. Another amazing show. Got a great gentleman here, guys, that I had to get on here. Doing some amazing things in the community for the youth, which is very, very needed for many years. I've always had a passion for helping out youths and the kids, and we're going to get into all that. Welcome to the show, guys. Nick Butler, he's here talking about the Troy Center, from the Troy Center. Welcome.
Yes,
what's up,
sir.
Nick?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me today, man. I really appreciate it, and extremely excited to see how this thing goes. And let's get to it.
Yeah. So I think I wanted to first start off just telling everyone like how we first met, right?
Okay.
So it was my last, where I used to work at. I had a whole nother career prior to real estate. A lot of people may not know, some people do, but I did work for Juvenile Hall for 15 years, probation department. Obviously you were a supervisor there. So we can start off there. What is it that really got you inspired or wanting to work with in the juvenile facility in the first place? And then
That's crazy. I've never really told this story like out loud. To be completely honest, when I actually went and took the test, because you got to take the test and whatnot, 600 plus questions and all that good stuff, I really didn't have a clue what I was doing. All I knew was that I will be working with youth for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And when I say I didn't know what I was going to do, meaning like the daily task and things of that nature, like, and then being law enforcement. So stepping into it was definitely different for me and new for me. And I just had a passion and have a passion for working with our youth. So I seen an opportunity, and then here we are, 11 years later.
Right.
Just a passion, for working with our kids, and then seeing some of the things that our youth deal with on a daily basis and trying to prevent them from going to the juvenile hall has kept me there. Yeah. And trying to do some things within the community and within the system itself.
Right. And I'm sure you see a lot of kids coming back and forth, in and out, the same story. It's kind of unfortunate, but I'm sure, as a lot of us know, a lot of it, even when talking to the youth, a lot of it starts in the home, how they grow
100%.
up. Ways, that has a big impact on how they can get out of that and maybe, end up being successful or doing something else. But really it's the home and the surroundings they're in. Which kind of leads me into what you're doing now. And so right now, from that, you've developed the Troy Center, which is a foundation to help out these type of youth in these maybe low income or hard areas.
Yeah, right. So and that's crazy because with the Troy Center, we say impressionable youth. So you just said like low income. But our vision is bigger than just low income youth. We definitely want to help, youth that have a similar background as myself, for sure. But we want to reach and expand our reach, I should say, to youth who don't necessarily come from those, types of backgrounds, because those youth also deal with problems like, suicide and, mental health is a big thing now, and mental health and suicide thoughts. They don't have if you have money or don't have money, they affect us all. Right. So when we talk about our youth, we say impressionable youth. And right. So it's at the Troy Center, and Troy Center it's a nonprofit community-based organization that I started back in 2017. And in honor of a friend of mine by the name of Troy Corey Taylor, who passed away in St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm originally from, due to some senseless gun violence. So you couple the fact that I love working with youth already, and then my current background with having that law enforcement background and seeing my initial background, which is my upbringing, and bringing it together and trying to do something. And that's what we're doing with the Troy Center. So we're working with impressionable youth, and those youth can come from, a great household or a not so great household. Sure. And so we want to make sure our reach expands to all youth that can benefit from our services.
100%. It's a great thing you're doing. We need more of that, especially where we are. And also, too, which is interesting, the actual letters of Troy is an acronym, actually, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what that kind of stands for. And,
so it's twofold. So like I said, it's Troy Corey Taylor. That's his name, my friend. And then TROY stands for Truly Reviving Our Youth. So it's an acronym, and it's something that I came up with. And believe it or not, I know a lot of people say things like this, but this is a real true story. It was a dream I had one night, and I woke up from, and I couldn't go back to sleep for nothing in the world. Sure. And I came up with the name, Troy, and Truly Reviving Our Youth. And here we are now.
To me, it sounds like God put that in your put that in you to do.
And 100%. And, I don't like to get too religious with everybody, because I don't try to force religion on anyone, but definitely for me, God has definitely had a hand in it. And I know that this is my purpose, working with youth on a daily basis, something that comes natural to me. It always has. And like I said, I don't want to get just boggled down into one specific area. Yeah. So we're trying to cover a lot of different areas because our youth, they need it. And we are here to truly revive them.
100%. Let me ask you one other thing too. Where do you see, where do you want to take this? Like, say maybe 5-10 years down the road, where do you see the Troy Center Foundation being as a whole?
That's crazy you asked that. One of the main things that we're doing now is trying to work with our youth to get them to just see at the end of the semester. I remember back when I was younger, we would have to have a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. Mm-hmm. So I do have, and I see a 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as being a chief visionary officer for the Troy Center. And we definitely want to have our own community center, right? Mm-hmm. Right here in the Central Valley, to serve all of our youth within the Central Valley and beyond. As I said before, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. The youth in St. Louis could definitely benefit from what the Troy Center has to offer. So I would love to open up a center in St. Louis, Missouri, and down in my second or third home, if you will, San Diego, California, where I actually lived for a few years as well. Wow. And that's the 10-year plan, to have different facilities throughout the country.
That'd be
the 5-year for sure, our own standalone building here in Fresno, California, to where we can serve our youth, where they can come to us and we can actually get out and branch out to them. With another caveat that I would like to talk about is our Troy in Motion, where we go out into the communities and help our youth where they are. One of the main things that we know about our youth is that they struggle with transportation. So what we want to do is be Troy in Motion. It's a mobile resource center. Wow. So that's our 5 to 10 year plan when it comes to the Troy Center's going.
And I guess you can. So there is the Boys and Girls Club, right? So are you guys similar to that? Are you trying to make it a little different? Are you trying to bring more to it?
I guess if I was to speak to someone on the first day, now, well, what is a Troy Center? I would say it puts you in the mind frame of a Boys and Girls Club. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, we're not in competition with the Boys and Girls Club. We love to partner with them. Mm-hmm. Are we different in a sense? I believe so, just because it's a vision of mine that I have, that I've seen things and I've been through things, and I'm currently engulfed in just the daily activities at the juvenile hall, right? So I see the fixes. So our niche right now, if you will, is dealing with youth that have been in the system, right? Mm-hmm. And making sure that, we're giving them the resources they need once they get out and try to acclimate back to society.
Right.
And you got to understand that term youth, when you're dealing with California youth in a juvenile system, they can be up to the age of 24. So I'm not quite sure what the age limit is for Boys and Girls Club, but I think that would be something that can kind of separate us from them. But once again, they are not our competition. We would love to partner with them. As a matter of fact, we have. There is a brilliant Boys and Girls Club on the JJC campus right now. We're real good friends with them, and we communicate with them often. So, but it does put you in the mind frame of a Boys and Girls Club for sure.
Gotcha. And it's a beautiful thing because it's like, you see them while they're incarcerated, but at the same time, now you have a foundation that they can benefit once they leave, where you are. So you're seeing them from one state to another and grow and develop. I'm sure that's to go develop into young men, young women, and all of their life.
Absolutely. So on top of that, we actually teach our curriculum at the JJC, the Juvenile Justice Campus.
Oh, wow.
So the Troy Center, every Thursday, we go in and facilitate, our curriculum for our youth that are incarcerated. So one of the things that I see that, where a void could be, filled is that service where we have the youth that come in.
Sure.
We give them some type of structure at the Juvenile Justice Campus, right? But then as soon as they leave, they go back to their environment where the Troy Center can come in and feel that continued service, if you will.
Right.
So we're building rapport with the youth while they're in custody. Once they get released is where the real progress and the real work is needed, right? So then the Troy Center steps in, and I would like to just kind of, breaking news. I don't know. I really haven't mentioned it anywhere before, but right now we are currently at Violet Hines Educational Academy.
Oh, nice.
BHEA.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Hence the green and black,
Okay.
But yeah, so we're over there and we are actually there every day, Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. And I think they just wanted to add an additional mentor. So they have one mentor on site now, and they just asked if we could get another mentor in January. So we hired our first staff. Kind of exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, because it's like we're building the plane and flying it at the same time. I know the destination as a CVO, and just building the pieces to make sure that we get there is the part that we're dealing with now.
Right.
And I must say this journey is extremely exciting, and I'm looking forward to everything.
Oh man, it's going to be super successful, man. Like they say, if you build it, they will come.
Yes, sir.
And I've seen too, just in this short time that you've been, having the center, how the community support has been, man. I mean, you have like from professional athletes at your events. You brought in artists. LaRussell came in and did something. So you do a lot of other things. Not you'll bring in other outside entities and artists to come, showcase or talk to the youth. Tell me a little bit about that, like the support you've gotten, whether it's professional athletes, artists, or whatever, to come talk to the youth.
Well, as soon as you say that, I wouldn't be right if I didn't mention like my little big brother, if you will, Quincy Pondexter. He's been supportive from day one. And I've been knowing Quincy since he was getting dunked on in 8th grade by grown men, right? Wow. Like he's been playing with grown men since 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So I've been knowing him since about 8th grade. And Quincy's been a huge supporter for what we're doing. He's always at our events when he's in town, and not now currently coaching at University of Washington. Okay, but
great.
And then just local athletes that I actually maybe have played with, because I played football at Fresno State back in the day. I won't date myself and talk about it. But
a few years ago.
So I've had some connections. Bernard Berrien's been out to our events. Just recently, Greg Smith is someone who I know too, is from Fresno. And like you said, LaRussell, man, this social media is something to rave about, if you will, if you use it the right way. Let's put that caveat out there. Use the right way. Social media is amazing. So I reached out to LaRussell a couple of times, and he actually hit me back, and I'm like, wow. So we just started a little dialogue back and forth.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, he came out to our last kickball event, and performed a few songs. Did his thing, and his message is freaking phenomenal, and it aligns right in with what we're doing here at the Troy Center. Yep. So shout out to LaRussell for coming down from Vallejo to bless the people here in Central Valley.
Yeah, he's doing some great things. And I caught you, I guess you were in his backyard, that famous backyard too, not too long ago, right?
The pergola. The pergola.
Hey, man, it's been awesome watching his rise. But how was that experience being right there in the backyard, mom's, pop, the whole family, touch on
so like I said, so coming from St. Louis, Missouri, when I went to Vallejo and LaRusso's backyard, I felt like I was back at home.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And the crazy part about it, though, was there was no drama.
Wow.
It was all peaceful. Like, there was no, like, I mean, bumping into each other. People like, oh, my bad. Like, oh, it's all good. Like, it's love. Like, it was like phenomenal. And you could feel the energy. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is when I first seen LaRusso, like I was talking to you a little earlier, and the first time I seen him was either on Instagram or YouTube, right? And I just felt his energy through what I was watching.
That's what everyone said.
So when I went to the pergola, it was just universal. It was like a utopia when it comes to getting people together, because the backyard wasn't huge,
right?
But it was filled with people, right. And at no point in time that I feel like I was on edge or I was on guard, I need to watch my back or any of that. It was just all positive energy throughout. Wow. And that's something to rave about, and something that I think will be extremely beneficial for LaRusso as he moves forward, because being a part of it at the pergola, I felt it.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine, his growth and like his ascend, like when he ascends and he's going to reach the people in a positive way. And that's why I kind of gravitated to him in the first place, because his message is positive.
Oh, definitely, man. Like you said, you can feel the energy whenever, you're positive, you're a very positive person. And that comes across across to everyone who's around,
Right.
And it touches everyone. It's just an amazing thing. But like you said, it aligns with everything you're doing. It aligns with everything I'm about. So, but man, it's been a pleasure, man. It's just great seeing, people doing things, and just helpful things that's really needed. And I'm sure plenty of people are going to keep supporting, and you're going to just attract more and more people to you, and just see this Troy thing just take off, man. It really touch a lot of different youths and change lives, right? Really. What's the best way people can really help out, reach out, whatever that they can do, whether it's, volunteer, whether they want to donate, whether they just want to say, hey, what's up? What can I do? Where can they kind of find that information at?
Well, right now we're looking for like 10 to 20 mentors, tutors that can come out and lend a helping hand. We actually have a grant that we got approved for, our first grant. It's called Schools Not Prisons through the California Department of Education.
Oh, nice.
So we're looking for mentors to come out to help our youth here in the Central Valley. And we actually have a $500 stipend for those people who want to volunteer, and we need 10 to 20.
10.
And they can go to our website right now at troycenter.org and, sign up on our volunteer page. You can hit us on all social media platforms at the Troy Center. That's one of the best ways to get in touch with us for sure. But if you're looking to volunteer your time as a mentor, as a tutor, you can go to our website at troycenter.org right now and sign up on our volunteer site.
Awesome, guys. So you guys go ahead, head over to troycenter.org. Make sure you support this young man. He's doing a lot of great things. It's only going to get greater. It's all positive. It's for the best benefit of and changing so many lives. And it's just a blessing, man. Well, appreciate you having. Hey, next time, me and my one of my lender partners, we're actually starting a new podcast. We're gonna launch it probably next week.
Okay.
It's gonna be an in-person type of setup called the Heat.
Let's do it.
I gotta get you back on there.
That'd be beautiful. Let's do it.
Chair and sit back and just talk and discuss. So
absolutely.
Well, keep doing your thing, man, and we'll stay in touch. And appreciate you having me, Nick, man.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. It's a beautiful thing.